Hello, everyone. My name is Wendy Taggart, and I am the Silver Elite Leader of the Be Joyful Stamp Collective. That is a mouthful. Why did I choose that name? I don't know. Anyway, today I thought I would go live and answer a couple more questions. They're common questions. If you happen to jump on live and you have questions, please feel free to ask them then. Also, we do have a Zoom scheduled for tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can also ask questions there. We would love to have you come and join us if you can. We're going to have a good time crafting. If we have some friends jump on, we're going to play a game, and it's going to be super fun. So for right now, let me look at my list here. Okay, so here is one of the questions that may be asked. What are some ways I can participate as a demonstrator? I know I've shared some things with you in the graphics I've been posting. It says one of the best things about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is that you can choose your own adventure. And it's so true. So we have Tara, who you've seen go live and make some really beautiful cards. She is amazing with card making, and she just barely got started. Like, it hasn't been a whole year, but she dives in. She wants to know all the things, and she finds different tutorials that she can watch, and then she makes things. She loves it. Desra, she really likes the kits because for her, she feels like that's the easiest way that she can make cards herself and that she can share. So that's amazing. Susan, she loves kits as well, but she really loves Paper Pumpkin because there are a lot of really great perks to Paper Pumpkin that she will talk about, and including the fact that we get together once or actually twice a month. Actually, it could be 3 times a month to put those kits together. So there are lots of ways. I love pouring into my team. I love team building. I think it's wonderful. But I also love I have a blog, which sadly I have not written in for a long time. I do a newsletter. I have a group, and I participate in online vendor events. So I'll share more about the online vendor events tomorrow. But those are just a few ways that you can get involved. You could also do a card ministry. You could go to nursing homes, and that could be part of your card ministry. You can do so many things. Card clubs, just create little card sketches and make card clubs. You can do kit-togethers, which Desiree will talk about tomorrow. All right. Excuse me. Do I have to sell or build a team? No, you do not. I almost think that I had... No. Okay, you do not. And I think I actually did have Tara take this. You get to build your business the way you want to build it. Just like I was just saying, there are so many ways to do this. You can make handmade cards and sell the handmade cards. You can have people come to your house and you can craft together. You could go to a library and craft together. Just lots of different ways that you can actually keep your minimums met. It's not really that hard. If you are into kits, you can do kit-togethers, like I said. So it can be done. I promise you it can be done. Who is Stampin' Up! And why would I want to be a demonstrator? Stampin' Up! Is an inclusive global community made up of independent demonstrators and their customers. Paper crafters who support one another in creativity and in life, and that is 100% true. Many come to us for our products and join us because of the connection and relationships that they find. One of the common themes that we've all talked about is our relationships with each other. We started off, none of us live in the same state. We live miles and miles apart. However, we get together so often and we have fun together, and that creates a really strong bond and a great connection. And you can have connections all over the world. It's pretty darn amazing. And then how do I get started? Tara talked a little bit about it yesterday. There are a couple of options for starter kits. She's going to share more about those. Excuse me. And for the month of May, we do have a joint special for $99. You get to choose $125 worth of products. So sorry, I have this nasty cough. And then you can either get our magnetic, let me grab one. I'll grab my favorite color. These are our new magnetic stamp pads, and this is one of our new in colors. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's called Hydrangea Hue. And I'll show you the difference between this and one of our older stamp pads. So, sheesh, this is one of our older style. The thing about our older style is they're supposed to pop open. They don't pop open easy. Sometimes they are almost impossible. If they're hard, you can pop over here some. You're supposed to be able to pop them there. Yep. And then push and slide, right? Well, let me show you the new one. Then you get it on your fingers. It's not a bad thing to have these. But with the magnetic, check this out. No losing. There's no losing your cover. It pops off super easy. You always want to store them with the ink pad up. My gosh. Yeah. So for $99, you get to go in and choose anything from the catalog for $125, and you get all 5 of, if you want, that's option 1, you can choose all 5 of these ink pads, the new ink colors for 2026 through 2028. The other option is not so good. I mean, it's still a good deal, but not as good as this, because I think I added it up yesterday. And when you take the option number 1, it's actually almost $200. It's like $188 worth of products, because this as a bundle is $63. So if you go with option 2, you get to choose $125 worth of products plus an additional $35 worth of products. To me, that's a no-brainer. Go for the ink pads. They're amazing. Goodness gracious. I am so sorry. All right. That's it for the questions. I know that some of you had questions about our regular card kits, and Desra will be talking about those tomorrow, and Susan will be talking about our Paper Pumpkin subscription tomorrow. Every time I start talking, this is what happens. I'm so sorry. All right, I'm going to do a simple card. I may have to get a drink, but I'm going to turn my camera. Good heavens. All right. So what I have here these are actually the same papers. As you can see, they're double-sided. These are 6x6 sheets, and this is our Regal line of papers. So I have those two, and one is a little bit shorter than the other, and that's okay because of how we're going to do this card. Let me pull my phone down so it's not, the camera's not blocked. There we go. Good Lord. So we've got those. I have some foam dimensionals. I have some of our mono liquid glue. This is an ephemera pack. So you don't have to do a bunch of fancy cutting. These are all pre-cut for you. And these ones actually have sticky on the back. So once you pop them out, you just stick it right to whatever you're putting it to on. Or you can still use foam dimensionals underneath. So for this one, I'm going to use this one, this round one. Oh my Lanta. And then I also have my stamp. This is from the Fabulous Sayings stamp kit. I believe this was one of our products of the month a few months ago. So you can't really get this stamp in particular, but we have so many stamp kits with sentiments. Now, when I first have a stamp that I haven't used yet, I rub it over my hand because sometimes there can be a little bit of residue on there from manufacturing. Sorry about the freeze. I'm just getting, this is called a piercing mat. It just makes it so I get a nice clear stamp when I stamp my sentiment. I'm going to use some of our Memento Black. I'm going to pick up some of that ink onto my stamp, like so. Just making sure there's plenty of it on there. I do have a piece of scrap paper so I can test to see if I like how it looks. And I do. Come down here. Come on. All right. And now I'm just going to stamp my sentiment. Try to get it centered. Like so. I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on there. And then pop it off. And it's perfect. I love it. All right. Now I'm going to put the cover on that and set this aside for a moment. So you can see that there's paper back here with that little slice. That means there's sticky under there. All right, let me get that out of the way. Now I am going to take this is just a standard size card. It is 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and it is scored at 4 1/4. I'm assuming that somebody came in and they're on the internet. Or it's just my internet is terrible. All right, I'm just burnishing that at the score line so it has a really nice crease. Then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put some of my mono white glue, or they call it green glue in our world, but it's not. It's just a green container. And I'm going to put that onto what I consider the back side of this paper. You don't need to use a lot, like Tara said. A little goes a very long way. But we all have our own way of doing things, so just so you know. All right, and I'm going to take my thing. And this is just a wee bit shorter than my cardstock base. So I'm going to make sure that it's kind of framed as evenly around as I can. So there's that. One layer down. Now I'm going to do something you might think is crazy, but this fits perfectly across, but it's short, right? So let's just rip it. You say, what? Yeah, we're going to rip it. I got to get a piece of adhesive on my finger. And it's not going to be a clean across rip. We're going to go a little jagged, a little crazy, like so. Now we're going to do the same thing again. Only this time we're going to go like this and still a little bit crazy jagged. And that's going to go there. And then this is going to go down here. All right, so now we can see the background of that first piece and then this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip it over and I am going to grab some dimensionals. Usually I use like a cardstock, but I think this will be okay. It's just a super easy way to make a card. It does not have to be super complicated, but it's still going to be very fun to look at and look pretty impressive, I think. And then I'm going to flip this one over and do the same thing. Do. And again. Yes, I'm using a lot of dimensionals, and it's okay. Put that one up there because that's pretty high up there. And then I think I'm going to put a mini right in the corner of that just to be safe. All right, so now I'm going to start removing. I'm going to put the cap on my glue so it doesn't get dried out. I'm going to start taking my little papers off. I got my little bowl for my papers. I always try to wait if I see it freeze so that it's kind of making sense on the replay, you guys. All right, I'm going to turn that over, and I'm just going to make sure that I have that matched up on the edges the best that I can, like so. I'll do the same thing on the bottom. When you have something like this that's going to be not meeting the edges, you want to always make sure you do the ends first and then the middle, because it's way easier to get those set in place where they need to be and then measuring the in-between. All right, and there's that. Now we'll remove all these little papers off of this. And I know that it's going to go this way. So now I'm going to try to get that somewhat evenly spaced. And look at that. So you might not be able to see perfectly. I could have gone with a more contrasting color underneath, but I really, really like how that looks. So now we can just take our little ephemera piece. I'm going to peel the paper off the back of it. I might need my take a pick tool just to get under it. Come on. There we go. There we go. That's why we have a tool. Because all of our adhesives, I can tell you right now, they are super, super sticky. Come on. Now I just need to decide where I want to put it. I think I'm going to put it right here. And I can add some pretty, I think I have some of those open. Let me see what else I got here. Here we go. I'm going to add just a few sparkles because cards are always more pretty when they have sparkles. I'm going to go here. Here. Oop. And here. Oop. Super easy, super basic, but still very pretty. All right, you guys. Speaking of our crafting queen, Miss Tara. All right, so as you can see, you can very easily make a beautiful card just doing the simplest thing, like ripping paper. All right, you guys, that's what I got for you. Again, if you have any questions, you can still put them in the comments. You can also join us tonight. We would love to have you join us for our live crafting night, where you'll see, well, at least 3 of our team members together and how we work together and what a good time we have. We'd love to have you there. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. And other than that, tomorrow you will see, thanks, Tara. Tomorrow you will see both Desra and Susan. I think they're both planning on putting cards together. And I think you'll see something from Tara and something from me too. So that's it for me for this live, but I'm hoping to see you tonight. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. Enjoy it. I hope the sun is shining.